Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
A death investigation is underway in Lee County after a shooting.
What's next for a proposed new high school in Fayette County now that state education leaders have said it's too big?
And new information has been released tonight about a deadly accident at a farm in eastern Kentucky. WKYT News at 11 starts now. Good evening to you. Neighbors tell us it is normally a quiet place, but tonight we're tracking the investigation into a deadly shooting at an eastern Kentucky home.
State police tell us that one person was killed in that shooting at a home in Lee County just north of Beattyville. WKYT Sam Smith has been gathering details at the scene tonight. He has the latest in our top story at 11.
I'm standing along Highway 2016 in Lee County. People that live here in the Big Andy Ridge community say they heard a gunshot around 6:30. Officials say one person has died. Investigators blocked off the highway in both directions in front of the house on the 8500 block of Highway 2016 while they search for clues on where the shot came from. There aren't many more details from police. No arrests have been made, and there's no official description of the shooter. Neighbors tell me they saw a woman lying on the ground bleeding next to her mailbox at that house, but officials have not identified the victim at this point. People in this area that I talked with say everyone here knows each other, and this type of thing just doesn't typically happen. In Lee County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
And police have not said when they will release more information about this death investigation.
State education leaders say the current proposal is too large. So for now, they say they won't approve the current plans for a new high school in Fayette County. The school would be built off Winchester Road. So tonight, the Fayette County School Board met to discuss a possible waiver. WKYT's Jordan Valines was at that meeting.
There were a multitude of items on the agenda at Monday night's Fayette County School Board meeting, including a discussion about what steps need to be taken in order for the state to approve the building of a new high school. The new high school, designed to hold 1,800 students and have a square footage of 285,000 feet, was not approved by the Kentucky Department of Education because of its size. But instead of trying to keep the school within standard sizes, school board members say they're going the waiver route.
That's what we're doing tonight, recommending that we seek a waiver so that we can proceed with the design.
An auxiliary gym has pushed the school beyond typical square footage, but board members have worked around similar issues in the past.
When we built Bryan Station High School, the state came back to us and said, you have too many science labs in that building. We did request a waiver and it was approved, so this has been done before.
The waiver process is standard operating procedure for KDE. They have the guidelines that they have for sizes of schools, and anytime you go outside those, you have the opportunity to apply for a waiver request. School
board members are expected to either approve or deny the waiver on November 24th. In Lexington, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
During tonight's meeting, school board members also held a closed-door session to discuss the steps they need to take before hiring a new superintendent. Current Superintendent Tom Shelton has announced he'll be stepping down December 31st to take another job.
A toddler had to be airlifted to the hospital tonight after falling out of a second-floor window. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office says it happened just after 6 o'clock tonight at the Corbin Manor Apartments. Deputies say a 2-year-old girl was playing with some other children when she fell out of a window. The child was airlifted to Kentucky Children's Hospital, but her condition is not known tonight. Deputies are still investigating how she fell out of the window.
Tonight, we are learning more about a man investigators say died in a farm accident. It happened this afternoon at a farm on Tucker Lane in Owsley County, not far from the Lee County line. The coroner has identified the man killed as 70-year-old Charlie Bowling. Investigators say Bowling was gathering firewood when he was killed by a tractor, but they have not yet released any other details about that accident.
The Bowling family are huge in the community, fabulous family. Everyone will be impacted by this.
Police say Bowling is the father of a state police trooper. Investigators have not determined a cause of death. Boonville Funeral Home is handling the funeral arrangements.
It looks like we have one more day of fall-like weather before winter in a big way returns to the bluegrass. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has an early look at that much colder forecast. Hello, Chris.
Hey, Sam. By this time tomorrow night, we are tracking the Arctic plunge across the bluegrass state. It is showing up very well on a nationwide temperature map as of right now. We don't normally like to show you everywhere across the country, but boy, look at this map. It really shows what we are talking about, from the teens, the 20s, the 30s to the 60s in just a matter of 100 miles or so across parts of Oklahoma and Missouri as of right now. Here's our cold front that is located between St. Louis and Kansas City. What's 30 degrees among friends across the Show Me State? We're seeing clouds that are increasing along that. That'll lead to a band of showers that'll make its way across the area tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. Snow's behind that, flying as close by as parts of Nebraska and Kansas. 16.5 inches of snow on the day into parts of Minnesota so far. Live First Alert Defender says we have nothing to worry about tonight into most of the daylight hours tomorrow. But as we get deeper into the day, we're going to be talking about rain that will be on the increase. Now, temperatures tomorrow will jump up into the 60s. The farther east that you live, the warmer you're going to be because you're going to have a little more sunshine, and that front arrives later in the day. We may see a 30-degree swing from west to east across the state tomorrow. Heading home, showers begin to push into town from west to east. The focus of the forecast, guys, is on what else but the winter-looking pattern that is settling in. We'll talk about the temperatures with the hour-by-hour forecast in just a bit.
And as Chris was showing us right there, tonight a winter storm has brought heavy snow and Arctic air to parts of the upper Midwest.
Parts of Minnesota have already received nearly 1.5 feet of snow from this storm. Police say slippery roads led to hundreds of accidents in that part of the country today.
I was expecting snow, not for my car to be completely covered in snow. I left about 15 minutes later, so yeah, definitely an inconvenience this morning.
You know, it's a little scary always the first time because people are relearning how to drive on snow, so that's pretty much the biggest thing.
Temperatures in parts of the upper Midwest are 40 degrees below average for this time of year. Meteorologists think this could be the snowiest autumn storm to hit Minneapolis since 1991.
The Kentucky Supreme Court has overturned a woman's manslaughter conviction in the shooting death of her husband. The court ruled an audio recording of a conversation Pam Bartley had with a detective violated her rights when it was used as evidence during her trial. Police say Bartley shot her husband, Carl Bartley, in their Montgomery County home in 2007. 2 years later, a jury convicted Pam Bartley of manslaughter. She's already served a prison sentence for the crime. Carl Bartley's family is upset with the ruling.
We know she killed Carl. All the family does. Most everyone in this community knows that Pam killed Carl.
The Kentucky Attorney General's office is now asking the U.S. Supreme Court to take a look at the case. If the court rejects it, the state will likely retry Bartley.
Tonight, fire departments from 4 counties were called to help fight a fire in Mason County. The fire broke out off of US 62 in the Sardis community, not far from the Robertson County line. According to the Maysville Ledger Independent, 2 unoccupied buildings were destroyed, and the fire also spread to a home where a family was living. No injuries have been reported from that fire. Firefighters still aren't sure what caused it. Firefighters from Mason, Robertson, Fleming, and Nicholas counties were all called in to help.
Tomorrow is Veterans Day, and many events around the Bluegrass will honor those who have served our country. Tomorrow morning at 11, Camp Nelson National Cemetery in Jessamine County will hold a Veterans Day ceremony. At least 500 people are expected to attend. On the EKU campus in Richmond, the names of fallen heroes will be read at the campus Veterans Memorial, and a moment of silence will be held there at 2. Many schools around the Bluegrass will also hold Veterans Day programs tomorrow. And on WKYT.com, we have a list of businesses that are offering free meals or discounted items for veterans tomorrow.
A slow-moving lava stream in Hawaii has now destroyed a home, and authorities now fear nearby homes could be next.
Also coming up at 11, why an eastern Kentucky man charged with murder after a deadly crash has now been released from jail.
Some new concerns tonight over that lava flow that's been slowly moving across part of Hawaii for months.
The lava has now destroyed a house, and authorities fear that other homes may be in danger as well. Bagad Shaban has the latest.
A slow-moving river of lava from Hawaii's Kilauea volcano set a home on fire in the rural town of Pahoa on Monday. The people who lived there had already left. Others have also evacuated and more are ready to go. Local officials are allowing owners to watch their homes burn for closure and to document for insurance reasons. Kilauea's lava started seeping from a vent in June. It flowed into Pahoa on Hawaii's Big Island on October 26th. Until now, damage had been confined to part of a cemetery, a garden shed, trees, and vegetation. When the lava approached weeks ago, residents worried about their neighborhood.
Could be described as a slow-motion train wreck. There's a feeling that something's happening, and it's hard to know when.
The leading edge of the lava flow has stalled, but some molten rock is breaking away upstream. Bigat Shaban, CBS News.
The volcano on Hawaii's Big Island is a major tourist attraction. It's also the most active volcano in the state. Geologists think it could also be the most active in the world.
Tonight, an eastern Kentucky man charged with 4 counts of murder has been released from jail. Workers at the jail say they had no choice but to release 19-year-old Sean Harden because 60 days have passed without an indictment from the grand jury. In August, police say Harden was driving drunk when he lost control of his truck and crashed into a Breathitt County home. 4 people in Harden's truck died. Family members say they're disappointed the grand jury hasn't issued an indictment.
I feel like I'm lost. I've lost my best friend. You know, it's rough, it's hard, you know. Living without your brother you've been with since day one.
If a grand jury returns an indictment against Harden, police say he would have to return to jail while he awaits trial. Tonight, Lexington police are investigating a burglary at the home of twin sexual abuse suspects. Police say someone broke into Jerry and Jack Cassidy's home late last month and stole guns. Police aren't sure if anything else is missing. They say a home caretaker discovered the burglary. The Cassidy brothers are still in jail. They have pled not guilty to sexual abuse and child porn charges. Police say the 2 men sexually abused children for more than 20 years.
An American doctor who had the Ebola virus will be released from a New York hospital tomorrow. New York health leaders say that Dr. Craig Spencer has recovered and no longer has Ebola. He tested positive for the virus just days after returning from West Africa, where he had been treating Ebola patients with Doctors Without Borders.
Police hope some surveillance pictures will help them catch a man they say stole 2 video game systems from Walmart. Harrisburg police say this man bought 2 PlayStation 4 systems from the store, then took them to his car. They say he took those systems out of their boxes and replaced them with bricks. Police say the man took the boxes back into the store and told employees he wanted to return them because he found the PlayStation 4 cheaper elsewhere. Later, police say Walmart employees realized that the man took off with the video game systems and the money.
Something very special is happening tomorrow night. A Georgetown College basketball player is dedicating her game tomorrow night to another player battling a terminal illness. You may have heard the story of Lauren Hill. She plays for Mount St. Joseph University near Cincinnati. She has a rare terminal form of brain cancer, and earlier this month she played in her first game. Georgetown College junior Jessica Foster grew up near Hill's hometown in Indiana. So tomorrow, she'll wear jersey number 22 to honor Hill.
I'm extremely honored to wear her number. That's what I've wanted to do since day one, that I decided we were going to go through with this. And I just hope I make her proud.
All ticket sales and proceeds from the game will be donated to Hill's family to help with medical expenses. The game against Midway College begins at 6 tomorrow night, and I hope they pack that gym to the rafters.
A lot of selfless acts going on around this story, that's for sure.